Hello and welcome to the newest episode of the Mocarl Conmen podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Michael, here with John and Rob. We are once again without Connor, so I don't know. Is that a good or a bad thing? Who's to say?
We won't know. We won't know till he comes back, and then we can retroactively listen back to them all and see which was better.
He had the opportunity to be here.
I reached out to him.
That needs to be on record.
Yeah.
For if any usurpations happen in the future.
So on Monday, 10:46 a.m. No, actually, I half an hour before that, I wrote to him. I said podcast tomorrow, right? You know, he said heading to the cinema. Unfortunately, all right, calm down, come back to us. I didn't follow any of the football this week. What's going on?
Oh,
what
the fuck?
Come
Did
on
he
now.
actually say that?
That's what's it's written here. I believe he was at some sort of wedding planning on Sunday.
I love the way he didn't write back to that.
Oh, what do you say to that?
I know.
There's nothing to say.
There's no response.
I mean, this is episode 2 of the Mocarl Conmen podcast, and we are sans one Connor, one man, one con man. Don't worry about it. But week 1 is in the books. We did it all. It all happened.
Ooh.
There was some close games. There was some not close games. We're gonna break them all down, game by game. All the fun we'll have, and then we'll do a bit. John, what do you think
About the bit?
No, just about the show
Just
in general. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Week 1 is always one of the most fun weeks.
You get to find out who's good and who's bad, and who's. Yeah, that's it, really. Who's injured, I guess. You get all the news, all the narratives.
A lot of people are going to start panicking
place.
already.
Yeah, I'm
They're
sure.
not going to ever admit it, but
we might
people worried.
get into that towards the end, or maybe during the show. I imagine waivers will just naturally come up. Pardon me for my cough. I'm not going to edit any of this out. So
Yeah. We should just preface this by saying that Michael's a trooper and that he's been dying sick all week. And he's here, babies.
Sponsored by Anytime Babies. And what's the other sponsor? What have we been doing? The Socks on Hands Foundation.
Socks on Hands.
Oh, yeah. Remember to donate to Socks on Hands Foundation.ie. EI. Both. They got both of the. Where's the mouse? Here we go. Sorry. They got both. Anyway, okay. So I don't know. You want to just. Anyone got anything to say? You want to roll into the...
I don't think there's any news really
first
worth
game?
cracking into lists.
Injuries and stuff, but I guess we'll
Antonio
get
Brown
those...
going to the Patriots,
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
That news broke on Saturday
probably,
when
I
you
think.
guys were going to Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Possible Gronk incoming.
Possibly Gronk incoming.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So Pats are just going to win everything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about.
They
The
looked
Pats are just
so good against that
very
Steelers
good,
team,
very
too.
good.
Oh, my God.
That's why we play fantasy. Because real
Really?
life football is just the Patriots.
Yeah, it's just trash now. And I'm a Patriots fan. Even I was like, I said it to you guys, I was like, don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. And I saw that first game, we got Antonio Brown, I'm like, oh, fuck, we're going to win again.
definitely going to win it, yeah.
But yeah, so I imagine any news that we can think of will roll off
Yeah, it'll come up.
naturally.
Exactly.
That's how we do it here. So I guess no breaking news drop this week.
We'll see.
Let's
well,
let's not rule it out.
Waivers are out tomorrow, so by the time y'all are listening to this, who knows?
Should we just put a breaking news drop in there?
No,
probably not. All right, you know what? Let's start. And there's only one place to start.
Hand off to Ingram, and he's in for the touchdown.
So that was Mark Ingram with the touchdown as the reigning champions Dublin Dragons dismantled the hapless Julianstown Genies in a 137-65 matchup. Nuke Hopkins and surprise second round pick Ingram were the bell cows for the Dragons as they look to prove the doubters wrong and start the season as they finish last. For the Genies, it's the sobering opening week. Flying high after the draft, Coach Fay must now rethink his over-reliance on Cleveland, but in Lamar Jackson may have found the player to ignite the dreams of the fine people of Julianstown. Rob, what happened?
It's okay. Classic genie move.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm going to get Taylor Hawkinson. He's going to be the George Kittle of this year. And I'm going to get...
So this
Lamar
is the
Jackson's
breaking
in there.
news. This is you
Well,
saying...
by the time people hear this, I'll
I guess
have
it
him.
won't be. Yeah.
I'll be shaking hands
Yeah.
with him.
TJ Hawkins. Wait, what did you call him?
You say
Taylor.
TJ Taylor? I don't know. He's a white guy.
TJ Hawkins. Yeah, Taylor's a decent
Taylor
shout.
The
probably
team might
stands.
stand for Taylor.
Oh, it definitely does.
Taylor James. So, and then Lamar Jackson is going to be fully in there. Baker Mayfield's hitting the bricks. David Njoku's hitting the bricks.
You've claimed that Lamar Jackson may be the Patty Mahomes of 2019.
I'm not the only one who said it. He didn't even run at all against Miami. So, like, I mean, if he can score that many points without running, I realise he's not playing Miami every week.
Yeah.
But that seems to be the thing everybody should take from week 1. Is if you're playing Miami or you're playing the Cardinals, start your players.
Yeah, you have... You've been banging this week 1 waiver wire drum for a while now. Almost like you kind of had an inkling that you might lose, or maybe you're just
I don't know.
mentally prepared for it.
I don't mind it because if you I don't know, because if you get week 1 waiver and you get to pick up a really good fantasy relevant player for the whole season, that's almost as good as like having a first round pick. Another one.
Kind of.
I
mean, I'd rather have like Antonio Brown. No, wait, what am I talking about? Like,
no, because you can still.
Why can't I think of a first round player?
No, because that's not the point. The thing is, you
like
just
the
get
value.
You get an extra one because you just took the loss in week 1.
Okay, I don't really get it, but you seem sure, so I'm on board.
Maybe it's a work in progress.
I referenced in the rundown your over-reliance on the Brown stack.
Well,
that
we both gone.
They're both gone. And when you say gone, you
Flush
mean
the Browns out.
You mean cut or benched?
No, they're gone.
Cut.
They hit the
You're
bricks.
done.
You can
All
you can right now you can
go
to your
on.
local waiver wires and you can
Pick
pick up
up
a Baker Mayfield and you can pick up a David Njoku for nothing.
Do you think that might be a slight overreaction?
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna obviously start Lamar Jackson every week.
Okay.
So why would I keep Baker? It's just waste of position. I can pick up another running back that I do need, and I'm just gonna get TJ Hawkinson.
What about like
Taylor
any
J Hawkinson?
trade value? Do you think there was any trade value in Mayfield? And
No,
I guess
don't
not.
give
Yeah. So you gone like way down on the Browns now. This is
no. I think they could have a good season. I don't begrudge them anything. I just think Lamar Jackson.
You're
Because
all
I
in.
stashed Lamar Jackson, which saved me a waiver, so I think that's a good. So I suppose we should talk a little bit about this matchup. Richie smoked me. He is high in his own farts about Mark Ingram. But also, Richie, they played Miami, so come back to me when he does this.
I
every
think
week.
we need to take a break on taunting Mark Ingram until
'cause-
at least
I'm
he
going
finishes
I'm
playing.
doubling down.
Okay.
Until he finishes playing the Cards next week and the
Yeah.
Chiefs the week after, maybe, and the Browns the week after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Never
then
mind.
we can.
I would
I'm
wait
just
at
salty.
least until after you play him the second time round, because the last thing you want to do is talk shit about
Evoke
Mark
the
Ingram
wrath.
for the next month and a half, and then all of a sudden he's playing some dog shit defense the week he's playing you, and
Yeah.
just tease off on you, like, and you know Richie's gonna be
Richie
loving
only
it.
tees off on me. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't think Richie has scored less than 130 points on me. in the last
Yeah,
three
it's
games.
just the running back situation. This whole matchup, bar Mark Ingram, is a shit show.
Well,
I know
Lev-
you in the flex. Yeah, you obviously have the flex, but in terms of starting running backs, like Tariq Cohen and Devon Freeman got you under 8 points,
not great.
and then Frankie Gore. Well, I guess Frank Gore is like 47 years old or whatever. You know, he's 25 yards isn't bad. It's more than I would have got. So fair play to him, but he shouldn't be in that position that he's starting for Richie's team. But I guess Richie's team won. So what the fuck do I know?
DeAndre Hopkins obviously balled out, 111 yards,
Yeah.
2 TDs. A-Rob did him pretty good.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs
he
got
is solid,
420.
yeah.
I was close to the 420-69 round.
You
were
were,
super
yeah.
close,
So I would have got an auto win and Richie would be crying soup, but that didn't happen. So.
Then you got Njoku in there. Njoku versus
Stack
Ertz.
came
So
good
Njoku
for a
actually,
very small
yeah,
against time.
actually, and why Njoku though?
Hmm?
Oh, because you're getting
Because you want
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
Yeah. Okay, I
Boy,
guess that makes
Taylor.
sense.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And then against Zach Ertz. So he actually won that one, which is, you know, it'll happen in the tight end battles. It'll happen all over the field. Lev Bell, Rob, 20 points.
Yeah,
How do you
great
feel?
game for you.
Level looked good, and he's got to play Miami twice.
Yeah, nice.
That's good. So
That is good.
happy for the season. Pretty happy.
Think we're going to win.
Think I'm gonna win. Jake Elliott did me nothing. He's gonna stay. Will Lutz did Richie everything.
Yeah, you'll have
Yeah.
a game.
That was a really good end to that game.
The Saints. Yeah,
Texans,
very
if
good.
anybody didn't see it, go back and watch the last 10 minutes of it. It's really good.
And then the Bears. I think kickers and defenses, I think we're going to talk about a lot this week in terms of coming out big.
Oh, Tyrell Williams and Richie's flex was a real nice play by him as well.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Antonio Brown there.
He negated Le'Veon Bell's essentially
yeah.
whole production.
Richie had an absolutely fantastic week.
Richie was the highest scorer this week.
The best
so
I
good
could
work,
have
Richie.
possibly done if I had started all my bench would have been the exact same as Richie's points.
That would have been
37.16.
That would have been wild. I would have loved
The
that.
best I could have done was draw. But I get the first waiver now.
The quick rundown on the benches. Strong bench, Rob. You had Lamar Jackson, obviously,
Very
at 43. Shady with
Too strong.
13. Gordon with 14. Kirk with 10. Ridley with 14.
Christian Kirk had 12 targets as well, which you got to like going forward.
If anybody wants a load of good wide receivers, all those boys I took, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Cortland Sutton, I just can't start them. It's Juju or Diggs. And Josh Gordon looked good. And I don't think he's too dependent on the AB situation. Because, if you look at it, he got 3 receptions, but he got 73 yards in the touchdown.
Yeah.
So he can get that even if AB's on the field.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that AB is going to hurt any Patriots players' production. I think it's all going to go up. I think they're all going to just ball out. Because who the fuck do you mark?
Yeah.
And if Gronk comes back,
It's over.
whatever. Oh my god. So who do you double cover? You can't cover them all. Everyone will be fine. Tom Brady is probably going to be MVP.
In terms of starts, Richie hit all his...
He could have put Rojo in and scored another 10 points.
Oh, and that would have stopped the
front
tie
court.
thing, yeah.
tie.
But Rojo...
If that was
looked,
if we did best ball, yeah.
Yeah, Rojo looked super good though, and there's probably a good chance he's going to win that job,
Yeah.
which would really help Richie out. Because
Yeah.
you don't
You don't want to be starting front court.
Mike Davis, I think he had more snaps or something than Montgomery or whatever, but none of them looked very good. Jordan Howard,
Yeah, he is.
Adrian Peterson, and
It was a healthy
Rojo
scratch.
could help him out. He needs obviously the Guice injury to be serious.
There's some
or
weird
whatever,
stuff with
but-
Adrian Peterson though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to cut Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
He's a healthy scratch. He's not getting played.
Yeah, but
Demarius
Jay
Thomas
Gruden
just
doesn't
got
want
traded
one
to
of
the
them.
Jets. He could be
Yeah.
relevant. So you you stash Demarius, I feel like.
I don't know. I personally don't rate Demarius Thomas.
Yeah, I think he's
I think he's
past that
done.
at this stage.
He could be relevant in the Jets. They need help and they traded for help.
I don't know if they do need help. I think Quincy Nunn was their number 3, and I don't think Demarius Thomas is better than him, if I'm honest.
No, me either. I think Quincy Nuno would do great with the Patriots.
Yeah. Because I think
that's what they do.
Bobby Anderson and Jameson Crowder. Jameson Crowder looks super good. He probably got picked up by the time you're listening to this on the waivers, I'd imagine. He had 13 catches or some crazy shit.
Can we get this match about my face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Well done, Richie.
Matchup 2. So that's a stringer. That's the first stringer off. So good work. All right. Let's move on. And next up, we are going to the Rainbow Lands.
On 3rd and 3, they send Hill in motion. Mahomes looks that way, now will fire and hit his man at the 40. Oh, look out! Sammy Watkins takes it all the way. Explosion in Jacksonville. 68-yard touchdown.
That was Patty Mahomes with the pass that set the tone for the game as the Warriors continued their dominance of regular season fantasy football. A 129-88 win for the Warriors means that they take their place alongside the Dragons at the top of the stringer, a wave of performance from Mahomes, Saquon and Harrison Butker. Toronto now need to brush themselves off and get back to work after a particularly poor showing from Cam Newton and the C-1000. Things might have played out differently had Toronto played Deshaun Jackson, who scored 30 points, but even then it wouldn't have been enough to stop the Warriors. So John, Barry, he's class. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
Talk us through it.
he just got Patty Mahomes again, and Patty Mahomes just cracks off, 4 touchdowns?
The first pass was one of the first plays of the game was just straight to Sammy Watkins for a huge touchdown.
Yeah.
You're like, well, we all forgot that he's amazing.
And looking through the rest of his team, none of them were super amazing, but everybody did a job for him. And then his kicker and his defense both they combined for over 30 points, which always
Yeah.
That always just puts you over the top. Then really, it's tough. It's tough to beat anyone whose kicker does that. Kicker defense does that. Like.
Yeah, it's super annoying. And then you get the double, the combo or whatever. It's bad enough when one of them blows up.
Yeah,
you get two of them. That's how you end up with 130 points.
Yeah, but like no one on bad. Like what's his lowest score there? 7.4 from George Kittle, and like that's pretty much his floor. Like he can do a lot better than that.
It's just tight ends as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, like Baz is gonna be happy with that team performance. I imagine he'll be confident going forward.
Chubb, I think, might have been a slight disappointment in terms of just because the Browns are browning right now.
Yeah, that could job him because I think he was probably expecting a pretty good season out of Nick Chubb. I think everyone was expecting a pretty good season out of Nick Chubb.
I think with the way his team is built, though, he's only dependent on, like, from Chubb, Galladay and Landry, like 30-40 points a week.
Yeah.
And he's good then. Because Paddy and Saquon and all are just going to obviously
like he's got Lat Murray on his bench who outscored Chubb this week. So, I mean, like that, if that does keep happening, you just throw Laddie Murray in there on a super good offense.
Yeah.
He'll score you touchdowns in the flex. Away you go.
Who did he have in the flex?
Philip Lindsay.
Oh yeah, the snowplows. Got 8 points yesterday.
Are you connected to it?
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
You got 8 points last night in the game against Oakland. That's, you take that from your flex.
It was kind of a weird game script as well because they like went behind super early.
Yeah,
and
they were trash.
Yeah, like they looked bad, but he'll have good games.
Connor's team. Oh boy, we talked about where is the quality. We're still asking it. Cam Newton 2 points, James Conner 7.5, Sony Michel 3, Ty 21, Bobby Woods 10, Kelsey 10, Williams 3, Tucker 11. So it saves at the end. So the kicker and defense is kind of nearly negate each other, and then it's just down to the rest of the team. And Barry's team was just consistently decent to very good in terms of Mahomes.
That Cam Newton, Sony Michel, like getting like 5 points from the two of them, and then another 3.5 from fucking Mike Williams. Like that's just gonna kill you.
Yeah,
you can't beat Baz if three of your guys do that. Like,
see, what I don't like about Connor's team is that like there is good points on his bench, like Alshon Jeffrey 18.6, Sean Jackson 29.4. But if you want to plug one of them in, they're both on the same team.
Yeah, you can't play.
So then it's like,
really.
Who do you start, and then one of them could just blow up? Like,
I mean, you say you can't play both of them. They scored 50 points.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. But
you could just like I'd almost rather kind of just play Alshon Jeffrey than Deshaun Jackson most weeks, but even that's not great. Like
if Connor was clever, he'd try and ship Deshaun Jackson this week
after his big week, because you might only get one more week
of those
like that,
week 14 or something like that.
Exactly, yeah.
Watch him just blow. What was it, Richie? Had him on his bench last year and he blew up, and then we're like, Richie's not going to happen again. And then week 2 he scored even more points. We're like, Richie, you should listen to us.
I do think though, going forward, James Conner and Sony Michel, they're not going to score that low consistently. Like they're going to be better than that.
Like Connor's running back depth even did him real dirty. Like Justin Jackson was his highest scoring running back, I'm pretty sure. Like Matt Breida was bad, Kenyon Drake was bad.
Not surprised.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like Kenyon Drake was kind of one of those guys where it's like, it's a bad offense, but he'll get the touches. But like they're kind of looking that bad that it's like
no offense.
It's just nothing. Like
Mike Williams, though, in fairness, I think he was in his flex. He went out after like 3 receptions, so that's gonna always bone your fantasy scores. And he scored 87 points. So if he had stayed in, he would have scored over 100 points.
Yeah,
maybe
that's fair.
Yeah, where did Connor's points come from? Literally just T.Y. Hilton, the defense, and the kicker.
Yeah, that's like 60 points right there, pretty much.
The Vikings look super good.
Travis Kelce and Bobby Woods did okay.
So in essence,
Cam Newton
Connor
jobbed him by not getting touchdowns. Just like Christian McCaffrey's going to job you this year, Connor. I think. I don't know if Cam Newton's going to score any rushing touchdowns. Like they just fucking love giving it to him.
I would try and keep it out of Cam, or keep Cam out of
that kind of situation.
400.
Yeah.
Also, Justin Jackson for Los Angeles is probably the 2 there now. Like Eckler's the 1, but there's gonna be like you could play Eckler even when Melvin Gordon was playing. So.
Eckler looks super good, but
Melvin Gordon's not getting a job there anymore.
Anything else on this game? No.
That's more than.
It's just Barry's dominance. Quick word on Barry's dominance. He's lost how many regular season games?
His team's great.
3, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Well, he lost. No, it's 2. He didn't lose any last year.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
It's 2. So just 2 games. Hannah, a quick word on Heinz' family tradition of winning games.
I taught him well, I guess.
You gotta speak into
I
the
don't want
mic.
to speak into it. Just say I taught him well.
Hannah taught him well. A sobering thought for us all. Let's move on.
Murray going up on top to Johnson. Touchdown!
That was David Johnson with the touchdown as the Bombers blow a hole in the Hall and Asher's early season ambitions. You like that one? With a comprehensive 126-88 win on Sunday night. Luck replacement Wentz had a big day for the Bombers, combined with Johnson and Allen's high scores, cementing a win for the UK-based team.
Ooh.
An injury to Joe Mixon may be something to keep an eye on, however. The Ashes have played with fire since draft day, and it has burnt them week 1. An injury to Hill and an all-round quiet day from anyone not named Rivers or Gostowski means the Ashes start the season towards the bottom of the Luther. Who wants to talk about this game first? It's Shauna, Danny, you know.
I feel like John definitely wants to talk about this because Danny lost.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I always love to see Danny lose. And his team looked pretty bad this week. I doubt he's gonna fucking argue with that. Like, his team didn't look good. He got kind of jobbed with Montgomery and Aaron Jones just being in a slow matchup, really.
And Tyreek
Hill going
out
injured.
blown up by who was it?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen
Jack,
Ramsey?
I think.
Yeah,
was
I think
it?
it was Miles Jack. Danny's team just
Just no one did anything for
I guess.
him. Like,
Is it because he took?
Tyreek Hill.
Well,
Is it
yeah.
karma?
I guess when you take swingers or whatever, so he swung on Melvin Gordon and Antonio Brown, and obviously neither of those two guys played. He took a swing on Tyreek Hill. Obviously, his injury has nothing to do with his character flaws
That we
and
can
such.
prove.
That we can't. Well, you know, you have to ask Miles Jack that, I guess. So I don't know. And then so we went for the rookie running back. See, I think the thing with rookie running back, you got to pick the right one. You know, you can pick your opportunities, or you can pick your Devin Singletaries. Thank you, Rob. And your he's got 3 of them.
He's got
Fuck me.
He's got your team.
Yeah, and all 3 of them weren't as good as my guy. So eat a dick, Danny. We'll get back to that afterwards. But so Danny's team just kind of.
I like that he has Philip Rivers' nickname is Daddy.
That's good.
That's fun.
I do like that. So I don't know what to say to you, Danny, in terms of
Team had a shitty week.
It happens.
Yeah.
I hope it happens to you a lot more. So there you go. You know.
If Tyreek Hill's not playing for the foreseeable future, who does he have to slot in there?
Antonio
MVS?
Brown, I guess he's hoping.
Yeah, AB will come in.
I mean, yeah, but he's got to put MVS in next week. Has to.
Why?
Because he's got no other options to play.
No, Brown can play next
Yeah,
week.
it was just Sunday he couldn't play.
But are you going to play him the first week he's in?
Against the Dolphins?
I'd say Danny is, yeah.
Oh, fucking
I
ride
don't know
him.
about that.
Ride him all day and night against the terrible
If
Dolphins.
it's him or
They're going to
Scantling,
stack points.
Yeah.
Shauna had a great week.
Sean did have a real good week. She was the highest scorer going into like the Monday night games, I think.
What type of season are we expecting for Shauna? Is this going to be one where she starts fast and fades? Consistently strong.
It just depends on how many injuries she gets. Because if she gets a bunch of injuries, she's not going to pick anyone up, or their team will suck. But
Yeah.
if
She
her team
has
stays
Tom
healthy-
Brady, so she'll probably win.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz came in for luck replacement, 32 points, very nice. He's probably
Yeah,
going to have a real good season.
Real nice comeback.
David Johnson, her first round pick, 21 points. You'll like that. J Mix, the injury, not great.
Sean, trade me
the
David Johnson.
MRI came back negative.
Yeah, so it's not like a high
Mix.
ankle sprain or
So
whatever.
He's probably okay.
He's
Yeah.
not pregnant.
Keenan Allen, 20 points.
Yeah, he had a good day.
I think because where was he? He was just after Mike Evans and such in the third.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think he might end up being quite good value too, depending on the Chargers team. But you know, they're probably gonna be beast.
Adam Thielen kind of worrying. Kirk Cousins only threw 10 passes that whole game.
Yeah,
So,
that was kind of weird game.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
if you got
strange.
Dalvin Cook, you got to run
yeah,
down.
that's fair. Evan
Uh,
Engram had a great game too.
yeah, you
Yeah, he
you
looked
love
super
yourself
good.
some Evan Ingram, Rob.
He's a really fucking good player.
He's the Michael Gallup of tight ends.
He's up there, but I think Taylor TJ Hawkinson's going to be
Taylor
better.
T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah. No, Evan Engram's great. And if Dan Jones is playing, I heard some whispers that maybe Eli gets shunted out of a job by Dan Jones. Dan James.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
And he goes to Jacksonville.
Yeah, didn't they? Well, they got Gardner Minshew too. And
Minshew.
didn't they trade for a guy recently? Dobbs from the Steelers.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they're all in on this Minshew 2 kid.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, I heard that too, and that would make sense. But it would be a terrible idea. But yeah,
Oh, it'd be awful.
yeah. But you know.
It bodes well for Shauna's team that she can stack Tom Brady and Jimmy White.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a stack.
Jimmy White had a good day.
What did TB12 end up actually getting?
30
A
points.
decent day.
Oh my god!
Ooh-wee.
And that's against one of the better defenses in football.
Yeah. He might find himself starting for Shauna next week against the Dolphins.
Oh my! No, that's probably gonna be a run heavy. Start
Yeah,
all your running backs.
probably.
Start all your Patriots. Start none of your Patriots. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, you really don't.
Shauna's depth is worrying.
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying for weeks now.
Darius Guice is day to day at the minute with a possible injury.
Kellen Balaj doesn't look like the answer to any questions.
No, unless it's who is maybe worse than Kenyon Drake.
She's got a mansion, but it's propped up on wooden sticks.
Royce Freeman apparently looked pretty good, and he got He got 10 carries, which isn't bad. So I mean, there could be some points there for.
Yeah, Sean needs to do some wheeling and dealing, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe I come at Sean over for a trade. Sean, what do you think?
you need some depth, Shawnee. You need to get some guys to replace
I'll take.
possibly Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who I take.
I'll
off
trade you
this end.
Stephon Diggs for Adam Thielen. Plus, I'll give you Calvin Ridley.
That's a good deal.
I would take that deal all
Yeah,
day if I was
Stephon
Sean.
Diggs and
yeah.
Calvin Ridley for Adam Thielen. That's a good deal.
There you go. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm
There you go,
yours.
Shauna.
Before we move on to the next game, we're actually going to go for a smoke break. So, last week, we forgot to ask the question, John. You know, we took the break, we forgot to ask
we
the
didn't ask
question.
the quiz question?
Yeah, so,
Or the
okay.
brain- okay,
yeah, so.
the brain teaser for this week, while we're gone, is...
Welcome back to the show. Before the break, we asked you the question. So, what were your answers? And John, the correct answer was Jarvis Landry.
That was the right answer,
Yeah,
Marco.
so congratulations to everyone who guessed Jarvis Landry at home.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. Alright, and let's move on to the next matchup.
System's pretty similar. They didn't change the verbiage this year, and he's got a big one here, Jim.
It's Henry taking the pass with an open field. Taken off down the left sideline with a blocker in front. Davis, and it's going all the way for the touchdown.
That was Derrick Henry ripping off a huge run as the Cougars secured a win in week 1. The Aztecs did everything possible to lose this one and could have still came away with a win had the Saints not roughed the kicker. With more points on the bench than some teams had points, the Aztecs will leave wondering how they have lost this, while also being optimistic of the squad's quality. The Cougars won't care how they win as they look to make a run at the title for the first time in 5 years. But there are still plenty of questions to be asked of this team in the coming weeks. John, how did you win this?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry and a lot of luck. Dell's got, he's going to feel hard done by, but to be honest, he probably wouldn't have started either of the lads that did blow up for him over the guys that he did start. It's hard to say that he made the wrong calls.
No one's picking Hollywood Brown week 1.
That one obviously, yeah. And even Sammy Watkins would have been a bit of a stretch really to start.
Yeah, because who did he end up playing? Yeah, because he played Beckham and
ODB, Amari Cooper, and did he play running?
and Tevin Coleman. So yeah, maybe
maybe Sammy Watkins over Tevin Coleman, but I don't think you would.
he would have won it if he had done that.
Because Tevin Coleman was playing the Buccaneers defense as well. So that's a pretty good match.
Yeah, but maybe we were just all stupid and we underestimated the power of the Chiefs.
Yeah, we did. In fairness, yeah.
But now that fucking Hill is out, Sammy Watkins.
Oh yeah,
watch out.
I guess that's the one thing Dell, as you're saying, will be happy about. Especially it wasn't just a 1 week thing from Sammy Watkins. He has a couple of weeks of Tyreek Hill being out where he's gonna score a fuckload of points for that.
Yeah, because in the write up I was like the Aztecs can be optimistic if they look at it. That's more a message to Dell to say that your team is going to be fine instead of him putting that out to the universe. Because right now he's just like the football gods hate him.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing ever. Rob, this game you followed it. What's going on?
Yeah, pretty good stuff all around. No, I think like something from the Browns kind of point of view is like ODB and Jarvis Landry pretty equal in terms of points, like 8 and 9 respectively. But so they don't really have I think that's their floor. Even if Baker's has a really bad week, like 8 or 9 is pretty decent. Damian Williams coming out with 15 points. It's just like so many points to go around.
That was so funny because Dell was so mad at Damian Williams.
He'd done nothing for so early, for so long.
There's just points to go around.
There is, yeah. There's
Deshaun
points to be
Watson
scored.
Looked so fucking good. Too.
Oh, I was so sure Deshaun Watson was going to shit my pants. Yeah. Like even when I think I was 36 or 7 ahead going into his game, and I still was like I knew, especially against the Saints, like there was a game in him to do that.
I just think he threw like 2 picks. In
it was just the one. I think was it just the one? Yeah, he just threw the one pick, and it was right at the end when I think Dell needed about 6 points to win at that point, and I was like, "This is fucking dumb."
It's a 4-point swing, like it's so big.
Yeah, it's crazy. If we, I don't know, you'd have to do the maths on the 3 touchdowns, so that would be he'd lost 6 and gained 2. So yeah, no, he wouldn't have been any better off with the old rules.
And Tyreek's going to be out for I think like 6 weeks. So Sammy Watkins is probably might get the start for Dell.
Yeah,
he could get in the flex there. Yeah.
Oh, if you have a Chiefs player, you play the Chiefs player.
Yeah, he could have them both there. He'd just have all the Cowboys and all the Chiefs players firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, just the 2-team salvo. Also, I just want to circle back to Barry and Connor's game real quick. In the rundown, I called them Toronto numerous times in the rundown. The Pterodactyls, while a funny bit for the logo, practicality in terms of speaking it's a real pain in the ass. So we got to come up with some sort of nickname for
the Pterodactyls.
Yeah,
it is too much. You're right.
It's too much, especially when you're typing it. So I meant to mention that, Rob. So your thoughts on the Pterodactyls being tough to say?
Connor's Dino Birds.
I like that. There we
Dino
go.
Birds.
Dino Birds.
Dino Birds.
All right, we did it. It's like the Dirty Birds.
Curtis Samuel got 420.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I think he's going to get the start for me this coming Thursday.
So what's crack? Are you going to trade me Kerryon Johnson? Is this happening?
No, not yet, but it's probably it could be coming soon.
But then I won't want him because the reason you're going to want to trade him is because Taylor Hawkinson is just
he's their new running back.
John, talk us through what happened with your team.
I mean, nobody did terrible for me. I guess Kerryon Johnson and Greg Olsen were both pretty bad, but everyone else hit like double digits, which was like because Dell's team did good too. Like even though he was pissed off, but his team
111 or 113.
Yeah, like he scored over 100 points. You're doing pretty good. So Derrick Henry saved my ass big time.
Oh yeah.
Because I think like if he had just scored what he normally does, then I'm coming out with like probably just under like 100 points.
Is this the year?
I fucking bury me, Michael. I think this is the 3rd year in a row that I've drafted him in the 4th round, if not the 4th year.
Yeah, I was listening to the podcast earlier on for
something
bit related reasons, but you were like, I've drafted him 4 years running, and I'm like, here you go. So week 1, he did it.
He looked good.
He looked good.
Even because he had a big 75-yard touchdown, but even before that, he would have had like 16-ish points, which is it's good going for him. Todd Gurley, I'm worried about. The touchdowns to Malcolm Brown weren't great.
Concerned about depth at all? Because
my depth,
like looking at your bench.
My running back depth, I am. My wide receiver depth, no, but my running back depth, I am. Yeah. But you see, if it comes to it, I think this year will probably be the first year ever that I start wide receivers in my flex more than running backs.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I can if Todd Gurley is doing a job for me or Kerryon Johnson, if one of them is doing okay, then with Derrick Henry. And then get, say, I don't know, Robbie Anderson or Marvin Jones or Curtis Samuel.
Go with a high floor.
Yeah. AJ Green hopefully coming back in the next couple of weeks. We'll see.
And you did it.
Yeah.
It was funny because you went to meet the boys.
At the very end of the Saints
Philly
game.
Philly and Kiefer.
Quite sure that I was going to... because
you were turning around, shaking hands, you're like, we did it, we won, it's all over, we did it, let's go home.
Because the maths in my head I was working out, I think I was like 14 points ahead and they were starting the drive on like the 40-yard line, so I was like, unless he literally runs it the whole way in, Dell won't get enough points. Yeah. To get it. So I was like, boom, I'm out, I'm away.
Let's go.
He scores the touchdown, gets within 2 points, and I'm like, yeah, that's what the maths led me to believe. It's all good. get the fuck out of here, Deshaun Watson, game over. Kick gets like blocked. He misses the kick, was it?
He
the game
missed
is
the
going
kick.
to overtime.
And then he missed the kick, right? And then your man, one of the Saints players, slid into him.
Yeah,
and like then it's like way after the kick was gone. Like your man got 2 feet back on the ground.
Yeah, he didn't miss
And
the
then
kick
they got
because
the
of
flag.
this. Like, yeah.
So they went again.
And yeah, so if he had missed it was going to
was probably
overtime.
going to overtime.
But then they took it again. So I was like, oh, it's good because if he gets the ball again in overtime,
100%
Oh,
I'm losing the
he's-
game.
yeah.
Yeah. So I got real lucky. this week.
everything Dell did
Crazy shit.
just boned him.
So the referees boned out in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Should have went to overtime, Del.
I mean, I guess there's a chance the Saints still go down the field and just score anyway, but there's a chance they try to take it to overtime either. So
Marquise Brown, what do we think going forward? Real deal, or was it just because it's the Dolphins?
I'd say it's about 50-50. I'm not sure which it is, but I'd say that's what the odds are on it being one or the other. Like, he's definitely real fast.
Yeah.
Like, that's real.
Yeah, I think like maybe 16 points in around there. 27 is just Miami.
Yeah.
Larry Fitz with 18
Larry
points.
Fitz looked fucking
Crazy.
awesome. Yeah.
Dell's team looks very nice in terms of depth and such.
Yeah, Damien, like Zeke had a fucking. That's going to be Zeke's quietest game of the year as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
You'd think.
He's been in fucking Cabo or whatever
Yeah,
for weeks.
And the Jaguars defense are going to be playing Patty Mahomes every week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't give up on them just yet either, Dal. I'd give them another week. Greg the Leg had a great day for him.
Oh, I didn't even notice that they got -250 or -2.
That screwed him as well.
It's Patty Mahomes for you. Anyway, let's. Anything else? Any shots you want to take at Dell real quick?
No, me and Dal are good until like week 8 or 9 or whatever when we play each other again. We're bros. I hope your team
you
does
say
good,
that,
Dal.
you won. Del might feel
Dal's
differently.
probably furious at me right now.
Throwing darts at you. Picture your face.
One as well, really impacted him.
McCaffrey squirming. Touchdown, Panthers.
That was Christian McCaffrey with the touchdown as the Crusaders seal a very tightly contested game between the teams, picking first and second in the draft. In a tie that could have went either way, it all came down to the Broncos' D's inability to make even one sack, and ironically letting fellow Millions player Josh Jacobs score 2 touchdowns. The Crusaders can be pleased with their performance, barring an off day for Jared Goff. They will know every win is big in the Luther division. You like that line?
No.
Is that alright? I was high when I wrote it. I'm high when I'm reading it.
No, I didn't.
You gotta-
I'm reading it.
Yeah, so this was a good game. It was a fun one to
Was.
watch. I was on tenterhooks.
Pretty much the same difference between you and Martin as between me and Dad,
Yeah.
just with Martin on the higher side.
Also,
of us,
me
like,
and you had the exact same points.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yet
which is
you
a
win
mad
and
one.
I lose.
Yeah.
Surely we should tie. Split the win.
half a win each.
Half a win each.
Who do we take it off? We take it off Martin.
Take it off Martin.
There we go.
Everyone wins.
So I have a win and a half, and you have half a win.
I love it. It's the only way we'll
Martin, I guess you're just 0-0 or whatever. I don't know.
minus.
You get 2
One.
losses. You get both. You get my next loss.
Give him 2 draws.
2 draws.
Okay, so in terms of breaking down where this game went right and wrong, the QBs both a shit show.
Yeah.
Like 15 and 8.5 or whatever.
Against
so.
2 pretty good defenses, so.
Then the first and second overall pick, 36 points to 20. Yeah, it's still the way my running backs work out. That's not
It's
a big
fine,
deal that
like,
McCaffrey
yeah.
got that.
Yeah, McCaffrey went absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah.
in the-
And I
the
kept
second half of that
leaving
game.
the room and he
And
kept
this-
scoring touchdowns.
He is gonna, like, the way that this is lining up for McCaffrey, because like Cam looked fine, but I don't know if they're gonna let him run at all this year. Like McCaffrey could,
He
Yeah.
might just drop 30 burgers every week.
oh, he really could, man. He looks so good this year. That like touchdown he scored,
Scary.
he was like stretching over the goal
Yeah.
line. Oh, man's a beast.
I'm happy I'm done against Martin until
Yeah, for the year. Yeah,
until
that's
potentially
fair.
the Drisbowl or the
Fucking-
Marina Bowl. So as the last time that we
He's
drafted
picked
first
it
and
up,
second.
yeah,
So
good call.
Dalvin Cook did his absolute best for you.
yeah, Dalvin Cook's a beast. I'm high on him.
He's looking real good.
So
Looking like a real smart pick there at the top of the second round.
yeah, because I keep talking about my running backs, but I had Dalvin Cook and Marlon Mack also had. They were two.
Oh, Marlon Mack had 30 points. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were 2 of the top 5 rushers.
174 yards. Fuck.
Yeah, he's the highest rusher in the league at the minute, Marlon Mack. So I guess there you go.
What the
There's
fuck did the rest of your team do? Oh my goodness, Michael. Yeah.
So Vance
hadn't
got
really looked at
5.
the team.
Yeah. So the way I lost this is Mike Evans had a poor game. Okay, yeah, this is why I was breaking it down this way. So Chris Carson, so it's kind of even. Chris Carson got 19,
Carson had a good game for
Cook
Martin too.
25. Devontae Adams and Mike Evans both underperform. Both Tyler Lockett and Michael Thomas do more or less what they're expected to do. Tight ends are pretty much the same. Marlon Mack makes up the difference.
You know, those other kind of smaller differences. Yeah.
And then it comes down to it's the kicker.
Jason Meyer versus Robbie Gould.
It's definitely the kicker because even the defenses are both really shit too. So yeah, well, like obviously the whole kicker gate thing.
Yeah.
The Danny
Threw you off.
fucking yeah. So I was just like, right, I'll just get a kicker. But in doing that, I lose the game because I would have beaten Martin if neither of us had kickers. But now Danny's also a game behind Martin because he was trying to pull a fast one. And it was the lamest fast one ever. It was so bad. I was like, that's fine if you have a problem, but just tell us like weeks in advance.
When you just put it up.
What?
There.
It made no sense. But so it kind of ended up to come back and bone him at the end of the day. So
Yeah, I guess Martin just gets the win. And you know, it all comes down to guys in your division losing to the teams outside your division because that really helps you because it helps no one in your division. Like, so they're the ones you need people to lose.
I'm happy with the team. I think it's good. Like in terms
team
of
is great, Michael.
for sure.
I'm so high on your bench as well.
Yeah,
Pocket Lockett and Carson Wentz.
Like Eckler with 35 points. You literally
Wow.
couldn't have fit Eckler into the team there. Duke Johnson had a fine day for when bye weeks roll around and stuff.
wide receivers leave like all over the shop. My wide receiver is Tyler Lockett was the
it wasn't
highest
a
at like
great day.
10. But you know,
I like
these things
Cooper
happen.
Kupp and DJ Moore though going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Moore, had 10 targets. Coop had like fucking 10 as well.
Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp had the most targets out of the 3 boys.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of targets.
So, I mean, that's good. So, look, you don't fucking win or lose in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
We won't lose to spare. My big game is week 3 against Barry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so...
I think Martin's team could be scary though because I don't think Jared Goff's going to shit his pants that much.
No.
Especially on the
Yeah,
road
like
against
he
Carolina.
gets to play Arizona twice a year.
And then
Yeah.
if you just fine tune that team, I think it's very
Like
good.
McCaffrey, Chris Carson,
That's
going to
be nice.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Chris Carson's going to look like good value at whatever
Yeah,
round
he got
ended
him
up.
super late, didn't he? Carson was a nice pick. He's got a good year.
Philip Rivers looked good. Hunter Henry.
Yeah,
He's got a really good team.
Martin's
He
team
does.
it's very nice.
Lenny Fournette had a pretty slow day, but that was just because that was a crazy game.
After Lenny, he doesn't have great depth.
That Madison man looked.
Yeah,
very
like
good too.
He looked alright for the few
Darrell
games.
Henderson didn't get anything. Like, it was all the Malcolm Brown
Yeah,
show.
so
behind
I
Todd
imagine
Gurley.
Martin's going to job
Yeah.
Darnell Anderson.
And you can start Chris Godwin.
Oh yeah, the Rod God had a pretty good day.
Yeah, Rod Godwin. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin's fine.
Well, I mean,
good win for
he
him
won.
in week
He won,
one,
yeah.
so.
In a tight game.
Yeah, he'll be happy to get that win, I'm sure. Keep pace with me and Shauna, the powerhouse in the division.
Have you guys made the playoffs?
Was Shauna in it last year?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
yeah. All right then, the underdogs.
Ooh, let's go! Wait, did Mark made the... it's so hard to keep track of. So many years. So that's the games. That's week 1.
In the books.
Broken down. It's all on the... We left it all on the board. On the table.
Coming at you hard next week, Baz. Brace yourself.
I think
He's
I
not
got
listening to
Connor,
this.
so auto win for me.
Auto
Happy
win for
days.
you. I'm playing Richie, so I hope
Who knows?
I can win. But Richie's weird and magic, so...
Yeah.
Some things happen, some things don't. Let's move on! My name is...
John.
Judge John Hand is recorded in front of a live kitchen audience.
My only bit is that.
Save it for the bit.
Quiet in the court. Hello, Drisbowl listeners, and welcome into John Hand's courtroom. Today we've been a very interesting case, an intellectual property case, and we're going to turn it over to the 2 people involved in this case now. Michael and Rob, we're here today to discuss the IP claims made on a branding name that was made by the Cullen Cougars for a couple of players. Michael, if you'd like to open this as the defendant.
It was July 17th. You and me were having a brunch in southern Toronto downtown, and by the lake, and we discussed draft strategies, of course, as you recall, while listening to our favorite band, Run the Jewels. While we spoke, Julian Edelman came up in the discussion. I was like, Run the Jewels, like Julian Edelman. You like, that's really good. And then I think we had soup after that. That's my memory of the. Rob, you weren't even there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. O'Brien. Mr. Fay, would you like to give your account of the?
If you listen back to the post Drisbowl draft show, I literally come up with the nickname. On the show, John acknowledges that it is the first time he's heard it and says he's going to use it, and that should be evidence enough.
And Mr. Fay, do you have this evidence with you now?
Huh?
Do you have this evidence present? I believe
in
we
this
have.
Kitchen? I don't have any evidence.
In this kitchen of justice.
Get out of my kitchen.
Alright, we're gonna go to the tape to this one now. I believe we have the sound clip here that we'll play. Alright, well, as you heard from that there, it's pretty inconclusive, if I'm honest.
I'm not sure. No, it's completely up there. No one knows.
So I'm gonna throw it back to you guys for some closing arguments.
Well, John, before we leave here, the truth must come out, and there's only one man who can find the truth in a situation like this. I would like to call my special witness, Detective Jack Doyle. Hello.
Mr. Doyle, can you approach the mic? Yeah. Mr. Doyle, can you get a little bit closer to the mic? Michael has had to leave, just so everybody knows. Michael has had to leave.
Who's Michael?
You don't know him, Jack. It's okay. So, Mr. Doyle, I believe you've been investigating this case for a number of weeks now. Please let us know what you're finding.
Well, I looked into the case, as I'm a detective. It's a big case down at the precinct, the detective precinct. You wouldn't know. Don't look it up. And I heard of the story about the name of Run the Jewels and Julian Edelman, and I said, who is this? Who came up with this? Who's this genius? And I find him. His name is Michael O'Brien. Now, Mr. Fay here claims that he came up with the name live on the podcast. If you listen back, you will hear they laugh acknowledgingly, as if to say they've talked about it before. Which leads us back to July 16th. 2 days before the meeting took place between Coach O'Brien and Coach Hand. Case closed.
Alright, well, thank you to everyone who took part in this case.
Where do I get my check?
That'll be off Coach O'Brien. Coach O'Brien will say that. He left not moments ago. Thank you, Jack Doyle, for once again appearing on our podcast. I'll invite Michael back in now that Coach Jack Doyle. God no, we wouldn't let him coach. He's a maniac.
He doesn't even have a job in Indianapolis anymore.
I don't know if he has a license to be a private detective, if I'm honest.
Do you need one? Look, I think the point that Jack was trying to say, that no one is claiming that what Rob said on the tape was doctored in any way. I'm not saying that. Maybe it was. Who's to say? But my point is, I said it weeks ago. And you just regurgitated it. Possibly subconsciously, Rob, I don't know. But I think what Jack said reigns true. Who is going to pay me?
Do we have the recording? I thought we were supposed to have the recording.
I mean, I'll play, but it'll play over.
So we don't have it now? We don't find out who wins now?
Oh, I mean, I know.
You're the judge.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
supposed to know,
gonna
but
give
do we
it.
find out?
I give a ruling.
The point of the show.
I had to get Michael back in before the ruling.
The ruling,
I had to
yeah.
get Jack Doyle the fuck
okay,
out of here.
sorry.
He's a
Wait,
walkout.
the judge has now heard all of the evidence.
Oh yeah, unless you have some surprise.
It's confidential. Jack Doyle can't know.
I mean,
He's got
it's-
other cases. He's a busy
yeah.
man. I don't know.
It could be a conflict of interest with something else.
Cougars put a lot of money into that merchandise deal. That's why it is. It's so
You don't
hotly
know that?
contested.
How would you know that?
Oh.
You're not supposed to know insider trading things like that.
Classic genie move.
I think you're opening up a whole nother can of worms here. I'm gonna pass a ruling here based on what Jack Doyle said. The intellectual property of this, it goes to Michael O'Brien.
Thank you. I would just like to say that justice has prevailed. The genies, often known as conniving, have been thwarted by the mighty millions. Thank you.
People can stop this. This is just disinformation.
If you don't like your news from here, you can get it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's fair. I don't control it.
And on that note, good night. That was Paddy Mahomes with the pass that set the tone for the game. This fucking stairs is gonna... Hi, Claire. That was Paddy...
Back upstairs.
Are you going back upstairs now?
Just let me know.
Oh, okay, thanks, Claire. Thanks, Claire. Hey, Claire. Oh, I thought you were going upstairs. So she went into the
Just
washroom.
gotta flush the toilet a bunch of times first.
Thanks, Claire. Hey, Claire. Thanks.
Do you know what radon is? Good night.
What a bitch.